Here are the most recent deaths in the national news, as reported at Legacy.com in the fourth week of February 2025. Legacy.com is where you can find any obituary or publish an obituary in any newspaper in America and beyond. Singer, songwriter, and politician Jerry Butler died February 20th, 2025 at his home in Chicago. He died of Parkinson's disease at the age of 85. The original lead singer for The Impressions, he went on to a successful solo career with 60s and 70s soul hits like He Will Break Your Heart, Only the Strong Survive, and Hey Western Union Man. Butler is also being remembered for a long career in public service. He served on the Cook County Board of Commissioners representing Chicago for more than 30 years. Singer Roberta Flack died February 24, 2025 at her home in Manhattan at the age of 88. She was the first person to win back-to-back Grammy Awards for Record of the Year. She won in 1973 and 1974 for her #1 hits, The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face and Killing Me Softly with His Song. Flack is also being remembered for such solo hits as Feel Like Making Love and If Ever I See You Again, as well as for duets like Where Is the Love and Tonight I Celebrate My Love. Actress Lynne Marie Stewart died February 21, 2025 of cancer at the age of 78. She was one of the stars of Pee-wee's Playhouse, playing Miss Yvonne, the most beautiful woman in Puppetland. Stewart is also being remembered for her recurring role on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia as Bonnie Kelly, Charlie's mom. Singer Gwen McCrae died February 21, 2025 at the age of 81. She was a soul, funk, and disco singer, best known for her 1975 hit Rockin Chair. McCrae is being remembered as the Queen of Rare Groove, the title given to her by her UK fans who rediscovered her music in the 80s. Musician and songwriter Chris Jasper died February 23, 2025 of cancer at the age of 73. He was a member of the Isley Brothers, joining in 1973 and writing and co-writing hits like For the Love of You, Fight the Power, and Between the Sheets. Jasper is also being remembered as a member of Isley Jasper Isley, who had a hit with Caravan of Love, and as a solo artist who topped the R&B charts in 1988 with Superbad. Actor Peter Jason died February 20th, 2025 at the age of 80. He was a prolific character actor whose dozens of TV credits included a regular role on Deadwood as Con Stapleton. Jason is also being remembered for such movies as They Live, Arachnophobia, 48 Hours, and The Karate Kid. Actor John Lawlor died February 13, 2025 at a hospice facility in Albuquerque, New Mexico at the age of 83. He was a star of the first season of The Facts of Life, playing Headmaster Stephen Bradley. He is also being remembered as one of the stars of the Mary Tyler Moore Show spin-off Phyllis. Lawlor was a U.S. Army veteran who served in the Vietnam War. Filmmaker Souleymane Cissé died February 19, 2025 in Bamako, Mali at the age of 84. Hailing from Mali, he became one of the greats of African filmmaking, whose impactful work inspired Martin Scorsese to create the World Cinema Project to uplift overlooked filmmakers from around the world. Cissé is being remembered for such films as Yaleen, which won the jury prize at the 1987 Cannes Film Festival and was nominated for Best International Film at the Independent Spirit Awards. Holocaust survivor Marian Turski died February 18, 2025 in Warsaw, Poland at the age of 98. After surviving 2 long death marches and losing several family members to concentration camps, he dedicated his life to documenting the harsh realities of the Holocaust. Turski is being remembered for warning younger generations of the dangers of turning a blind eye toward hate and tyranny. Musician Jamie Muir died February 17, 2025 in Cornwall, England at the age of 79. He was a percussionist for King Crimson in the early 70s, including on their fan-favorite album Lark's Tongues in Aspic. Muir is also being remembered for his work with the Music Improvisation Company and other musical artists. Baseball player Eddie Fisher died February 17, 2025 in Altus, Oklahoma at the age of 88. A relief pitcher known for his knuckleball, he was a 1965 All-Star with the Chicago White Sox. Fisher is also being remembered for winning a World Series ring with the Baltimore Orioles in 1966, as well as for playing for such teams as the California Angels and San Francisco Giants. Sportscaster Al Trautwig died February 23, 2025 on Long Island, New York. He died of cancer at the age of 68. He was widely known in New York for his coverage of the Yankees, Knicks, and Rangers. Trautwig is also being remembered for reporting on the Olympics, the Indianapolis 500, tennis, the Tour de France, and many other sporting events. Lawyer and businessman Lawrence J. Larry Dolan died February 23, 2025 in Cleveland at the age of 94. He was the longest-serving owner of the Cleveland Guardians, presiding over the Major League Baseball team for the past 25 years. He is being remembered as the team's owner during a time of great success with 9 postseason appearances. Dolan was a U.S. Marine Corps veteran. Secret Service Agent Clint Hill died February 21, 2025 at his home in Belvedere, California at the age of 93. He was the agent who leapt into action after President John F. Kennedy was fatally shot, preventing the First Lady from jumping out of the car in a move that likely saved her life. He is being remembered for a heartbreaking interview on 60 Minutes in which he revealed that he had never stopped blaming himself for the president's death. Hill was a U.S. Army veteran who served in Army intelligence in the 1950s. Singer and songwriter Robert John died February 24, 2025 at the age of 79. He had a #1 hit in 1979 with Sad Eyes. John is also being remembered for his 1971 version of The Lion Sleeps Tonight. Screenwriter and producer Roberto Orci died February 25, 2025 at his home in Los Angeles. He died after fighting kidney disease at the age of 51. He co-wrote the screenplays for the 2009 movie Star Trek and its sequel Star Trek Into Darkness, as well as Transformers, The Island, and other hit films. Orci is also being remembered for co-creating the TV shows Fringe and Sleepy Hollow. Psychiatrist Dr. Alvin F. Poussaint died February 24, 2025 in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts at the age of 90. His work, studying the impact of racism on Black populations, filled books and fueled debates about culture and politics. Poussaint is also being remembered for working as a script consultant on such TV shows as The Cosby Show and A Different World, helping them address negative stereotypes and portray Black families in a positive light. Actress Michelle Trachtenberg died February 26, 2025 at her home in New York City at the age of 39. She was a star of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, playing Buffy's sister Dawn in the show's later seasons. Trachtenberg is also being remembered for such movies and TV shows as Harriet the Spy, Gossip Girl, The Adventures of Pete and Pete, and Eurotrip. A note to remember, sometimes personal information, such as someone's cause of death, is not announced immediately by their family or the authorities. When a cause of death has not been officially confirmed, we do not report on rumors. Every family has a right to their privacy. Academy Award-winning actor Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakawa were discovered on February 26, 2025, to have died at their home in Santa Fe, New Mexico. As of this video's publication, this is still breaking news. Local authorities said there was no immediate sign of foul play. Hackman was one of Hollywood's biggest stars of the 1970s and 80s, starring in such films as The French Connection, Mississippi Burning, Hoosiers, and the Superman movies. He is also being remembered for his later career as a writer. After retiring from acting in the mid-2000s, he wrote 5 novels. Hackman was a U.S. Marine Corps veteran. He enlisted at age 16 and served from 1946 to 1951. Chess champion Boris Spassky died February 27, 2025 at the age of 88. The Russian Grandmaster held the World Chess Championship from 1969 to 1972, when he was famously defeated by Bobby Fischer in a highly publicized match at the height of the Cold War. Spassky is being remembered as a mentor to later generations of chess greats. In addition to featuring current deaths in the news, Legacy.com also honors the lives and legacies of notable people who died in the past. Here are some of this week's anniversaries. 5 years ago this week, mathematician Katherine Johnson died at the age of 101. She was the invaluable NASA computer whose story was told in the book and movie Hidden Figures. 6 years ago this week, actress Katherine Helmond died at the age of 89. She was a TV star on Soap, Who's the Boss, and more, and her movies included Family Plot, Time Bandits, and the Cars series. 10 years ago this week, actor and filmmaker Leonard Nimoy died at the age of 83. He played Star Trek's Spock for almost 50 years in the original TV series, the animated series, and several movies, including the later reboots. 19 years ago this week, author Octavia E. Butler died at the age of 58. She was an award-winning sci-fi writer whose memorable novels include Kindred and Parable of the Sower. Actor and comedian Gilbert Gottfried was born 70 years ago this week. He died in April 2022 at the age of 67. His deliberately abrasive voice was unforgettable in the Aladdin franchise, Aflac commercials, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and many other TV shows and movies. Football player and actor Bubba Smith was born 80 years ago this week. He died in August 2011 at the age of 66. After a successful career in the NFL, he became well known as one of the stars of the Police Academy movies. Singer Oliver was born 80 years ago this week. He died in February 2000 at the age of 54. He had 1960s hits with Good Morning Starshine and Gene. Actor Howard Hessman was born 85 years ago this week. He died in January 2022 at the age of 81. He starred as Dr. Johnny Fever on WKRP in Cincinnati and Charlie Moore on Head of the Class, among dozens of TV and movie roles. Actor and filmmaker Peter Fonda was born 85 years ago this week. He died in August 2019 at the age of 79. A member of a prominent acting family, he became a favorite of the counterculture when he co-wrote and starred in Easy Rider. Writer and artist Edward Gorey was born 100 years ago this week. He died in April 2000 at the age of 75. He was known for his macabre poems and illustrations in books like The Gashly Crumb Tinies and The Doubtful Guest. Every week in the United States, flags are lowered to half-staff to honor the lives of Americans whose communities are mourning their loss. Here are the most recent half-staff memorial flag honors. Flags in Oklahoma have been lowered to honor the memory of former Governor David Boren. Flags in Nebraska have been lowered to honor the memory of State Patrol Trooper Kyle McCasey, who died in the line of duty. Flags in Minnesota have been lowered to honor the memory of Federal Border Agent David Christopher Mayland, who died in the line of duty. Flags in New York have been lowered in recognition of the 3rd anniversary of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Flags in Pennsylvania have been lowered to recognize the tragic shooting at UPMC Memorial Hospital in York, and to honor the memory of West York Borough Police Officer Andrew Duarte, who died in the line of duty. Flags in Maryland have been lowered to honor the memory of former Maryland Congresswoman Beverly Byron. Flags in Colorado have been lowered to honor the memory of former Representative Rod Bockenfeld. Flags in North Dakota have been lowered to honor the memory of State Representative Josh Christie. Flags in New Jersey have been lowered to honor the memory of Assembly Speaker Charles Chuck Hardwick. You can read more about the lives of the people featured in this video on Legacy.com. At Legacy.com, any family can publish an obituary in honor of a loved one's memory, online and in local newspapers everywhere. Just visit Legacy.com and select your local community. You can also follow Legacy.com on Facebook and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube to stay up to date on national news deaths.